pre-tape it, so you're not live, and then you can listen to it, and see if you like it. But it'll be short and sweet. But we'll just interview you just slightly where you listen and, who you are. And, you can just give your first name if you want to do that. But that's a good way for us to be able to sell some tickets, get closer to our goal, and we could use your help doing that. So if you'd like to get in on this right now where the going is good, get your ticket. You can do it right online securely at forthepeopleshow.com. You'll see a ticket and where it'll say buy your ticket now, and just click that button and it'll put you in for it. And we're actually putting physical tickets into the Fishbowl. Okay, so you'll have a number associated with your name. We're going to do this officially, and we're going to do it on the air. We're going to have somebody reach in. It's not going to be me because I'm doing the radio show. And then we'll announce the winner. But it'll be very, very cool. Just think of it kind of like the lotto. And if you don't win, you still win because you're supporting for the people. But somebody is going to win. And, yes, this is going to be certainly your odds of winning are going to be much bigger than playing the state lottery. I'll tell you that. So if you're a lucky winner like Kay Reitz's husband, he's always winning something. I'm not even kidding. He's always winning something. Scratch off. So Tom should probably buy a ticket. So if Kay's listening in, tell Tom about the raffle because that guy's a lucky guy. I don't know what it is. Some people just have the magic touch. I don't know what it is. They'll be near a machine and somebody's losing, and then all of a sudden they put in their money. Bam, they win. Just like that. You got to bring somebody lucky with you. That's if you're not, bring somebody with you. And then, but I know what the deal there is because if you win, then you have to share the earnings, right? Because you have to say something like, if I win, you get half. You got to be careful because some people have said that about the lottery, and they do, and they're like, I never said that. But then a bunch of employees, they've sued people as a result of that. Yeah, they have. I've read it in newspapers through the years. Certainly you have. So this is going to be fun. This will help the broadcast. And we got some great initiatives that we want to build, but we got to make sure that we got the money so we can go ahead and take this full-page ad out. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be very slick. I'm going to look really better than I usually do. But in the control room, which you've seen the pictures of the control room on Facebook, but a really neat picture, and then the logo is going to look really, really glossy. It'll look really nice, but it's going to feature where stations can find us, how they can catch us on satellite. We're looking to grow the show, and so that's why we're raising the money on the Share-a-thon. And, quite frankly, $5,000 is not a lot of money to raise for a Share-a-thon. Usually these big Christian radio stations, are $250,000, NPR, millions of dollars. We're one radio show that does go nationwide, and so for $5,000, we can certainly get that. And the reason we're only going for $5,000 is because we only raise what we need. I don't take a paycheck, and if I was, I would have to be greedy, and I've never been a greedy person. But we do it on a shoestring, and some of you know how to live like that, and you're very creative. Yeah, couponis, the Spanish people say. I'm frugal. I buy things on sale, and you can be very creative. And that's what we do here at For the People. We try to be creative, and we try to be smart. And whenever possible, we try to buy all our products made in the USA. And we've shared our initiative, Just Made in the USA, which will be a feature of For the People. We are going to feature all USA-made products, and it will be a separate company under the umbrella of For the People Radio. But it's something that has been a vision of mine and the founder of this broadcast, Chuck Harder, when he launched Project USA very successfully back in the 90s. Well, its time has come, and we're going to do that. But again, you got to have money to make things work here. So I'm counting on our partners to make this happen. We want to make it fun. We want to make this, a family affair. So you might want to let everybody know that you're putting your money in. And some of you could be cash strapped. You're like, hey, $200. Yeah, that would be great. Get the raffle ticket. and we'll put it in the fishbowl for you with your name on there, and we'll have your information. And there you go. We'll go ahead and send you a check. We can PayPal the money to you. Whatever you want us to do, we'll get the money immediately to you after we raffle it off. So we're going to be going, like I said, to Neenah, Wisconsin in a little bit. They're actually having a meeting right now as I'm running my mouth because they have a lot of great information to be able to share with us about what they're doing up there. And this might be something that you'd want to be involved with if you believe somebody was mistreated, mishandling of a particular case in your area. Maybe you'll want to contact Kay after this because maybe she might be able to help you. But this is a network of people, not just in Wisconsin, but this could be all over the United States. I think this is going to be a movement, if you will. But we'll ask her about that, find out what her intentions are and what we can do to help her. And that's the idea, to help her and Michael Funk and all the families that have been affected by police brutality, mishandling of cases. It breaks my heart to remember when I first went over to Wisconsin to learn about what a great guy Michael Funk was and how he was mistreated. And I just have this kind of funny feeling, and I've said this when I was at a group assembly up there, that there are people that will judge people because they ride a motorcycle. They might wear some leather. Oh, hold on. They might have a beard or a tattoo. Yeah, believe it or not, people profile and then draw assumptions. And one thing that I've learned early on growing up in New York City and New Jersey, don't judge. I've lived in L.A. and New York and some major cities. I just don't, because don't judge a book by its cover. It's what King said, the conduct of the person. And what you will find is that Michael Funk was a great guy, a great business guy, served our country, he was in the military, great to children, served his community, had a lot of friends, and a lot of people remember him. But it wasn't the way that they really wanted to remember Michael Funk, with him running out of there and getting shot by the Neenah Police Department, that they were there to supposedly serve and protect and rescue him, who was being held hostage, and he ends up dead. Yeah, I smelled something immediately. State's attorney, hopefully they wake up a little bit, but you got to put pressure on these folks. You got to do it because they'll get away with it. And they're hoping that this thing is just going to be swept under the carpet. And I'm really happy that there are folks that will stand up still. If it's a year later, year and a half, 2 years later, doesn't matter. They will still do what's right. And if we all do that, we'll have a much better community, much better city to live in. But a lot of people don't get involved, too, at the same time. Don't let that keep you out of the game. We gotta keep active. We got to keep busy, and we got to stay connected. And speaking of that, when we come back, we're going to be connected with Neenah, Wisconsin. And if you're in the market for a motorcycle and you like riding, or you need some leather or some accessories, it's worth the drive. Seriously, Neenah, Wisconsin, Eagle Nation Cycles. Check him out online and do business with him. And tell him you're listening to For the People. We'll be back live across America when we continue.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step in getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step in getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $10 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please call or go online with your gift right now.
Here's a message to every rapist, domestic abuser, violent criminal thug, and every other monster who preys upon women. Maybe you've heard the stories about millions of us flocking to gun stores and gun ranges for the first time, the second time, and the 100th. Here's what that means for despicable cowards like you. Your life expectancy just got shorter. Because there's a very her right to choose her life over yours. This is what real empowerment looks like. Millions of American moms, grandmothers, and professional women taking our lives, our families' lives, into our own capable hands. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
It's Share-a-thon, and that means it's time to help For the People stay on the air. Your giving keeps the freedom of the air a possibility. For the People is listener-supported, and only by its listeners are we able to bring you all the news each and every day with common sense, along with a conservative point of view. Help us be a voice of reason in a troubled world, and make a donation today at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. It's your show, and we work hard to give you all the news and information that you need with